Or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
This way, please. Watch your step. Have a seat. And when you speak, you're speaking to the microphone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you please state your full name for the record?
My name is Gladys Martinez.
And can you spell Martinez for the court reporter, please?
Martinez.
Ms. Martinez, where are you currently employed?
I'm employed by the Lee County Sheriff's Office.
And in what capacity are you currently employed there?
I'm a latent examiner.
And what division of the sheriff's office is Latents?
The Forensic Division.
How were you employed back in June of 2015?
I was a crime scene technician.
And what division is crime scene technician in?
It's in the Forensic Division also.
So you moved to a different department within forensics?
Yes.
Back in June of 2015, what were your duties?
My duties was to document, collect, and preserve evidence as a crime scene technician.
Did you have to undergo any kind of training in order to be able to be a crime scene technician?
Yes.
Could you explain to us what kind of training you had to undergo?
I have an associate's degree in crime scene technology from Edison State College. I have 480 hours of field training. Also, I have 360 hours of forensic specialty training from Florida schools.
Let me turn your attention specifically to June 29th, 2015. Did you become involved in an investigation involving the murder of Dr. Teresa Sievers at 27034 Jarvis Road?
Yes.
Specifically, at some point, Dr. Sievers was transported for an autopsy.
Yes.
Did you have an opportunity to attend the autopsy?
Yes, I did.
Now, you're not a medical examiner, right?
No.
So what was the purpose of a crime scene technician attending an autopsy?
It was to collect and preserve some of the evidence.
And did an autopsy of Dr. Sievers in fact occur?
Yes, it did.
When did that happen?
June 30th, 2015.
So it happened the next day.
Yes.
And when you attended the autopsy, were you present during the autopsy?
Yes, I was.
And did the medical examiner and medical examiner staff conduct the autopsy?
Yes, they did.
And while conducting it, were there specific items of evidence recovered from Dr. Sievers?
Yes.
Let's first talk about items recovered by the medical examiner's staff. When Dr. Sievers arrived at the medical examiner's office, was she clothed?
Yes, she was.
What was she wearing?
She was wearing a black dress, no shoes, and she had jewelry on also.
And in order to conduct the autopsy, did the medical examiner and his staff remove the clothing from Dr. Sievers?
Yes.
Specifically the dress.
Yes.
And were you present when it was removed?
Yes, I was.
I'm going to show you what's been previously marked and shown to the defense as State's Exhibit number 31. And ask if you
Recognize it.
Okay. What is it?
It's the dress packaged in a brown paper bag with my initials and date on it.
And did you observe the medical examiner staff remove the dress from Dr. Sievers?
Yes.
And when it was removed, what did they do with it?
They placed it on a sterile blue sheet.
And then once it was placed on the sterile blue sheet, what happened to it?
We photographed it, documented, and then we packaged it.
And did you package it yourself into that paper bag?
Yes.
And is the packaging in substantially the same condition as it was when you packaged it?
Yes.
Your Honor, this time I move to admit what's been marked as States 31 and the evidence is States 31.
No objection.
We'll show it admitted.
Did you also have an opportunity to use any... Well, let me ask you this. Does the Sheriff's Office, the forensics unit, have sometimes use alternative light sources to conduct an investigation?
Yes, we do.
Okay. And can you explain to the jury what an alternative light source is?
An alternative light source is a tool for crime scene technicians. Helps us enhance fibers, blood, saliva that maybe by the naked eye we can't see it.
So this is some kind of lighting that allows you to see things that you might not be able to see with your naked eye?
Yes, that's correct.
And did you have an opportunity to use an alternative light source with Dr. Sievers?
Yes.
And how does that work? Now, were you still at the medical examiner's office?
Yes, we were still there.
Do they have some type of alternative lighting built in the medical examiner's office, or is that like a portable light source?
It's a portable light source.
And so something you brought with you to the medical examiner's office?
Yes.
And can you explain to the jury how it works when you use an alternative light source to examine can you explain what you did when you used an alternative light source to examine Dr. Sievers?
Using the alternative light source, they dim down the lighting in the room, and then we use there's different glasses, or also it attaches to the light source. It's like a shield. They're different colors: blue, green, orange. It just depends what you're looking for. We just basically use the orange shield, and that can pick up many things. Again, saliva, semen, fibers, and it just helps to enhance something that you cannot see with your naked eye.
When you use the alternative light source, did you locate any saliva or semen on Dr. Sievers?
No.
Did you locate any fibers?
Yes.
And when you located fibers with the alternative light source, did you then engage in take an opportunity to recover those fibers?
Yes.
And what's the method you use to recover fibers? What's the method you use to recover fibers off Dr. Sievers?
We use clear forensic tape, and we just basically on the sticky side, we touch the areas that are of interest, and we just lift, and then we place it on a white card.
And when you say clear forensic tape, do you mean like a roll of tape of some kind?
No, it's not a roll of tape.
Can you explain to the jury what it is?
It's clear white tape. There's different sizes. I couldn't tell you the size right now. There's one like it's 8 by 5, and they just have different sizes that can go around the area of the body.
And so you apply the sticky side to the tape to Dr. Sievers,
Yes.
and then presumably the sticky side of the tape, does that pick up stuff that might be on her?
Yes.
Okay. Why would you then stick the tape on a white card? What's the purpose of doing that?
To preserve the fibers or anything you collect, and then that will be sent off to a lab.
So if the palm of my hand was the sticky side of the tape that had fibers on it, you would then stick it on a white card to keep the stuff that you picked up from coming off the tape?
Yes.
How many tape lifts did you do on Dr. Sievers?
It was 14,
How many cards did you use to recover those tape lists?
13 cards.
I'm going to show you what's been previously marked as State's Exhibit number 29, which has been shown to the defense. And ask if you recognize number 29.
Yes, I recognize it has my initials and date.
What is it?
It's the trace evidence. It's the 13 cards.
The 13 cards containing the 14 lifts from Dr. Sievers.
Yes, that's correct.
And did you package the item yourself?
Yes, I did.
And is the packaging in substantially similar condition as it was when you packaged it?
Yes.
Your Honor, this time I would admit what's been previously marked as State's Exhibit 29 and the evidence is State's 29.
No objection.
We'll show it admitted.
Now, at some point during the autopsy process, did the medical examiner staff also recover biological samples from Dr. Sievers?
Yes.
Specifically, did they recover any kind of a blood sample from her?
Yes, they did.
And were you present when this blood sample was recovered?
Yes.
Okay. And did you observe it being recovered?
Yes.
And what did they do with the blood sample that they recovered from Dr. Sievers?
They placed it on a card and packaged it in a manila envelope.
And were you present when that happened as well?
Yes.
And what did they do once they packaged it into a manila envelope? What did they do with it?
I took custody of the stain card.
And then what did you do with the stain card after it was packaged into the manila envelope and given to you?
I placed it in a brown paper bag and also put evidence tape on it with my initials and date showing that I took custody, and I transported it to our evidence department.
All right, I'm going to show you what's been previously marked as State's Exhibit 30, it's previously shown to the defense, and ask if you recognize number 30.
It has my initials and date on it.
Okay, and what is it?
It's a brown paper bag with the stain card blood sample.
And is that the stain card blood sample that you obtained from the medical examiner staff during the autopsy of Dr. Sievers?
Yes.
Your Honor, this time I would admit the blood stain card State's Exhibit number 30 and evidence is State's 30.
No objection.
Show it admitted.
Okay, talking more about biological samples from Dr. Sievers. Did the medical examiner staff also remove any hair samples from Dr. Sievers?
Yes. They collected a sample of hair.
And were you present when that collection was done as well?
Yes.
And when they collected the hair sample from Dr. Sievers, what did they do with it?
They take a sterile tweezer and they just, it's no specific area of the head. They just pluck a piece of hair and he placed it in another envelope.
And did you observe him place the hair into the envelope?
Yes.
And after he placed hair into the envelope, what did he do with the envelope?
He sealed the envelope. I took custody of it. I placed it in a brown paper bag, sealed it with evidence tape, my initials and date.
I'm going to show you what's been previously marked as State's Exhibit number 30, and has previously been shown to the defense. Number 32, sorry. And ask if you recognize number 32. I'll take these from you.
Yes, I recognize it's my initials and date.
Okay, and what's contained within, excuse my back while I'm walking away, what's contained within number 32?
It's the hair sample of Dr. Sievers.
And is that the hair sample you collected from the medical examiner staff?
Yes.
And is the packaging in substantially the same condition as it was when you packaged it?
Yes.
Your Honor, this time the state would admit what's been previously marked as State's Exhibit number 32, and the evidence states 32.
No objection.
We'll show it admitted.
Bless you. Will you tender the witness?
Defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Martinez.
Good morning.
You were not at the crime scene on Jarvis Road, correct?
No, I was not.
Okay. Your primary involvement was attending the autopsy.
That's correct.
Okay, there were several people in attendance in addition to yourself. Lead detective at that time, Jamie Nolan, was present.
Yes.
The captain of the forensic unit at that time, Richard Joslin, he was present.
Yes.
The medical examiner assistant, Sarah Norman, was also present.
That's correct.
Christine Jump,
Yes.
another crime scene technician,
Yes.
she was present. And of course, Dr. Coyne, the medical examiner.
Yes.
Now, you told Mr. Hunter that you observed fibers in the alternative light source. Was that when you were able to see these fibers?
Yes.
And you collected those fibers.
Yes.
Fibers are cloth items that we pick up in our everyday life, is that correct?
Fibers can be, cloth items.
Okay. So these would be items that a person might pick up sitting in a seat on an airline plane,
It can be picked up from anywhere.
off a car seat?
Yes.
Okay. Nothing further. Thank you, Ms. Martinez.
Is this witness to be released or retained?
She's free to go, Your Honor. Thank you.
No objection.